Morning, welcome to eRepair. So today I am going to take you through a little bit of a process that I've already gone through and just talk to you about replacing the Xbox hard drive that comes in these things. So I'm not going to take you through the Softmod process because it is painful and there's loads of other information out there. I will link a lot of it below in the description just so you guys can see what I've done, and hopefully it'll help a few people. And really I'm just going to give you a few fairly significant tips, to be honest with you. I spent a lot of time swearing at this, trying to get it working, because the process is not very clear cut. So let me walk you through the kit. I'll show you how to wire it up, and then I will give you all the information you need to do the actual upgrade yourselves. So what I've got, I've got a few bits of kit that you'll require. So I've got one of these. This is a IDE to SATA connector. So you need one of these in order to hook up a new hard drive. Now, there is a few things you will need to do with this when you get to that point. You need to make sure it's got these slave master jumpers on the back. You will need to provide it with some kind of power in order to get this working. This one specifically is by a company called StarTech. It's an IDE to SATA revision 2. They are recognized really as one that you can use. A lot of people have used them, so I didn't have any issues with this. It worked for me perfectly. With this, you are going to need some way to get power to it because this does require a power connection. So what I've got is a Y splitter with the correct type of power on the end of it, and then you are going to take the power out the back of your hard drive, plug it into this, and then this is going to go into your device. You will also need this as part of the cloning process because you need to power up the old hard drive as well. And then finally, I've gone for a Western Digital 120 gig SATA SSD. Now I've already done the Softmod on this hard drive and I've already cloned it. So there's a copy of everything on here on this one, and I've expanded it to allow me to use the full 120 gig. This one here is only 10. The actual process of copying from one to the other only takes about 15 minutes. It's not a long thing. It's just quite painful to get to that point. So what you'll need to do first of all, so as part of this, you need to make sure your system is soft modded. Now I went through the approach where I used a splinter cell disk, which is a recognized thing. And there's a really good guide by another YouTuber who goes by the name of Mr. Mario. He does a really detailed guide at length about how to install it, how to set it up, how to do the clone process. So his Softmod video is brilliant. I used, first of all, his one that talks about how to create a memory stick, which again, that took me 5 or 6 different attempts to find a memory stick that works, but you'll see that as part of his video. I soft modded it with the splinter cell option, and then I upgraded it using Rocky 5 to Rocky 5's latest release. Now I did have some difficulties with Rocky 5, so again, just as a little tip to you guys, what I was getting, so the latest release is 117. That didn't work for me. I had to use version 116. So I used Rocky 5's version 116, installed that after I'd soft modded, done my upgrade to 116, and then I used the 117 disc. When I was using just the 117 disc on its own, the LEDs would flash on the front of the console and I would just get a black screen and I couldn't see anything. So that's sort of my tip to you if you're going to go down that road. Follow the guides, but you might need to go to use version 116. In the top left of the GitHub screen that you'll download Rocky 5 from, there's an option to look at the previous versions. Just go into there and you can pull it down. It's really straightforward. The other thing I would say is when you do the first part of the Softmod and you're running Windows 10, I've got the very latest version, 1909. You will need to download an extra couple of DLL files that are not included in the current version. The DLL in question is MSVCR71. I did a bit of Googling and I found it on the web and I downloaded it, dropped it into my System32 folder, and then you can run through the mod process. This will all make a lot more sense if you watch the 3 videos that I'm going to link below, which will talk to you about, as I say, how to install the Softmod using Splinter Cell, how to then upgrade to Rocky 5, and then finally the process you need to go through to do the clone. So that will make sense. So I will quickly show you how to install all this gear. It's not a hard thing at all. When you actually come to do this, you will be swapping cables with the Xbox on. Again, the guide does talk to you about it, but it's not massively clear. So I will show you what I did, and then we'll go from there. So my teardown video does already cover this. I've already removed the hard drive and unscrewed everything, so it does come out really easily. So you sort of have to lean things around in weird directions to get this to work. So we'll just quickly unclip this. And what we will do, lift this up. As I say, I've already unscrewed the cable, so this will just lift out. So I removed this plastic bracket out of the way. And then I had the hard drive sat on top of something else, just a box off to one side, just so it sat flat. But you are going to need this to be fairly easily accessible. The other tip I will give you is to do with master slave. So that's why I was quite specific about this having jumpers on the side of it. So on the old hard drive, at the top here, there are some instructions on how to set it into master and into slave. Or what I found with this one is it came in something called cable select. You need to set this to master for it to work properly. So you need to pull this little black pin out that's just here next to the power lead that you can't see very well, and you need to move it along until it shows on the picture that's in the master setting. It doesn't cover that in the guides. You do need to make sure you do it. And then, so what we're going to do, we'll leave the ribbon cable connected. We need to take the power lead out. It is a bit tight, so just keep going and it will come. So just like that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to install our Y splitter. So just get it out the right way, push it in, and then put your power back into your hard drive. Just like that. So this hard drive will now carry on working. And we've got our extra power for this. So power gets plugged into here. And then we're going to plug our SSD into this. So that is how you will sit it. I would advise putting this up on something so you haven't got the PCB under here touching the metalwork of the Xbox. I'm not turning this on, so I'm not worried. I've already discharged it. Once you have done this process, what you will do, this is assuming that you have the Xbox soft-modded already. So this one's set to master. You will move this little jumper here so it's set to slave. So you've got your slave in the right place now. So what you will have done, you will have soft-modded your Xbox. You'll have all this plugged in like this. You will have the power wired up and nothing will be on at the moment. So assuming that everything's at this point, what you will do, you'll turn the power on. You will put in your disk with the Rocky 5 117 install on it. So this is the tools disk. Then you will install a piece of software called Chimp. At that point, restart your Xbox. So this is just what works for me. So once your Xbox is restarted, you've got it on, the disk is no longer in the drive, so you're back in the Xbox mode. So with this Xbox on, you will now take this cable back here, your IDE cable, with the little notch at the top, don't have it facing down. You will plug into your SATA rig. Then you'll go into applications and you will launch Chimp. And then at that point, as per the guide I'm going to link from Mr. Mario, you will just run through the clone from one disk to the other. And in essence, that will set this driver up. So you've already soft modded, you've then got a copy of it onto here, and that will make your space available and it will lock the drive. Now, assuming that all goes well, you will get a finished screen and it will say, you'll go into options and you'll shut down the Xbox. So once you've shut down, you'll then disconnect this ribbon cable again. So I'll just do that. And you will pop this off to one side and then you will plug it back into the back of your DVD drive. Just do that. And then you will pop this back into place. Okay, and then you will disconnect the ribbon from the hard drive, disconnect the power from the hard drive, And then I would keep this safe, pop it off to somewhere, pop it off to one side. This has got all your EPROMs and all your data on it, so just keep it. It is very good to have it as an emergency spare. At this point, you are essentially done. So what we're going to do, we'll pop this tray back in, and we will pop the cables in as best we can. Now, obviously this isn't going to fit. You're not going to be able to screw it in, so you're just going to have to be careful with it. I'm sure there is probably a 3D printed mod somewhere that you can get to sit the CD drive, sit the SATA drive in properly. So what we'll do is just rerun our cable in like that. And then again, IDE cable back into the top. Like that. And then you can just drop this in. Now, this, as I say, this isn't going to sit particularly nicely. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a blob of hot glue on the underside of this and just glue that down into place so it doesn't move. And then you're just going to have to sit it like that as carefully as you can. Now, in essence, that is it. You've done your soft mod. You've upgraded successfully to a SATA hard drive. Some people do talk about upgrading the ribbon to an 81 pin cable. An 81 wire cable. I have not had any issues. This has worked absolutely fine for me. The reason you would do the upgrade is because it is in essence faster than this original cable is. So I hope that sort of answers a lot of your questions on how to do the soft mod, how to do the upgrade. I've already done it. It's absolutely fine for me. As I say, I will link all the links to the videos below. As I say, head over to Mr. Mario's channel. He's a really good YouTuber, does lots of modification guides for Xboxes and soft modding and PlayStations and all sorts of stuff. I've got another issue that I'm going to do in another video to sort this CD drive out, but I will show you that down the line. But as I say, hopefully between me giving you these little bits of advice and his videos, you'll get all the way there. Any questions, please drop me a message. I will do my best to answer them. I'm sort of fairly new to this soft modding game as well, but I've managed to make it there. I hope you've liked the video. Sorry it's been lots of talking. It's just to sort of show you how to get around soft modding your Xbox and doing that yourself. If you've liked the video, please drop us a like, subscribe to the channel, press the little bell icon to get further notifications of anything new, and hopefully I'll be back very soon with another modification video. Thanks for watching.